A common claim I sometimes hear is that all the religions of the world are essentially the same. How might we respond to that suggestion? Well, imagine a friend were to come to you and say, "Hey, I've been busy reading of late, and in fact I've read every book in every library in the entire world, and I have come to the conclusion that every book by every author and every genre is telling exactly the same story. Every book is the same." What would you say to your friend? I think you would immediately conclude that your friend has gone balmy, that they can't possibly have read all of the books, because if they did so, they would obviously discover the books are different. Well, the same goes for religion. When somebody says to me they believe that all the religions in the world are essentially the same, my instant conclusion is they haven't studied any of them carefully. Because when you do so, when you investigate the different religions of the world, you discover they are claiming wildly different things. Let me give you just one example. For the last 20 years or so, I've been studying Islam. In fact, I got a PhD in Quranic studies, largely because I wanted to understand the faith of my Muslim friends better. But the more I studied Islam, the more I began to discover that Islam teaches not just something slightly different to Christianity, it teaches something profoundly different to Christianity. In fact, on every major teaching of the Christian faith, Islam teaches virtually the opposite. Let me give you just one simple example. At the heart of the Christian faith lies the claim that sometime round about AD 30, Jesus of Nazareth was crucified on a Roman cross. Or the Quran, in chapter 4, verse 157, flat out denies that any such crucifixion took place. Thus we have a problem. The Gospels, the Christian Bible, teaches that Jesus was crucified. The Quran denies that he was crucified. Well, either he was or he wasn't. You can't reconcile, you can't harmonize those two claims, and thus you're forced to a conclusion. Either Christianity is true, or Islam is true, or they're both false. But the one thing they cannot both be is true, because they contradict one another. Well, if it's true that the different religions of the world then are vastly different, how do we navigate the maze? There are so many different religions out there making so many different claims. Well, guess what? It means we need to do some thinking. We need to do some reading. We need to wrestle with some of the big questions of life, and we need to put the different religions to the test. I'd suggest that perhaps you begin with Christianity, for which the evidence is greater, I believe, than any other religion. How might you put Christianity to the test? Well, read the Gospels. Look at the claims of Jesus and see whether they stand up.